here I am, I find myself in Bali on my honeymoon in 2014, and I run across another moto dude that has a kid that rides. Grew up riding, you're from Huntington Beach. That's where I'm from, so I feel like we had this connection. Do we have a connection?
Yeah.
Sweet. You have one of the raddest shops, Deus. Shape surfboards, you work on dirt bikes, you guys moto. So tell me a little bit about Deus and what you guys do and how'd you get involved in riding dirt bikes?
Riding dirt bikes it's a family tradition for us. My dad rode with his dad. You know, I rode with my dad, but stopped riding at a pretty early age, you know. Was off the bike for a good 30 years, but we're surfers who are motorcycle enthusiasts, you know. And once we got Kalana on a bike, or once he wouldn't get off the bike, it was like, well, I think we should probably go back to California because he can come here and ride a different track every day. He can go out to the desert and ride. He can go race pretty much every weekend. Yeah. He can go race a flat track race, go race a hare and hound, go race a Trans World Series race at Glen Helen or whatever, you know, like, it's pretty good over there. Back in the 70s, if you surfed, you pretty much rode motorcycles. If you rode motorcycles, you surfed. It was kind of all the same stuff, you know. And I grew up in Huntington. Mike used to shape my boards. I'd ordered boards from Mike when I was a kid, and as I got older, I decided I wanted to become a photographer. So I was traveling a lot, and I couldn't afford to really pay rent, you know. So Mike was kind enough to let me crash on his sofa in between trips, and I'd come back and work and make money and take off traveling again, and I'd come back and stay at his house. When I was at his house, there's a little kid running around. He's a little bit younger than Kalana. As it turns out, that kid was Forrest. Yeah, so.
Dustin and I touched base through Instagram, and he was actually out at Milestone, which is the last place I would have thought to meet him, you know, with Kalana riding. I hadn't seen Dustin in probably 20 years. It was pretty cool. It was like meeting for the first time almost again, you know, because it had been so long.
As a surfer growing up in Huntington, to go past the 405 was so taboo. To, like, you know, find myself in Riverside these days and Marietta and all those places, San Bernardino, being at his races and going to those tracks is pretty ironic considering how HB and how closed-minded we were.
I, you know, make surfboards and people go, "You're going where for the weekend? The desert? Yeah, you surf, you make surfboards? I mean, what's up with that?" You know, it's just kind of another type of freedom. We go out there, we just do whatever we want. We got to build our place out there. You don't have to deal with the city or anything like that. You know, you just build it. Yeah, the desert compound is a place we acquired back in about 2002. We used to camp out there quite a bit, you know, on any Sunday sort of a kind of vibe, you know. We found this vacant place, and we'd go cruise over there with our bikes and go, wouldn't it be cool if we owned this place? And about a year later, we owned it. So weekend after weekend, we worked on it and made it our own. He was pretty young when we got the place. We got him his first bike, and he would make a little jump and go over this jump like all day long. I mean, just...
Everyone gave me a hard time growing up because I rode dirt bikes. Like, everyone just pigeonholed me into like this whole metal militia, like Brian Deegan kind of like mentality.
They all call him Deegan.
That was my nickname in high school, was Deegan.
I find it interesting or ironic that, you know, I own a surfboard factory too and live at the beach, but my kid wants to ride motocross all the time instead of surf, you know? So, guess we're kind of in the same boat.
Growing up riding with my dad, Forrest, and you guys, you know, riding together, I mean, that's really what it's about. Like, obviously the family time that you get, you know, when you get to throw a leg over a motorcycle and the freedom that you get. I mean, it's not just about like racing and you know, all the factory teams and all that. You know, it's really about, you know, doing what we love, and it's so cool to like be able to go riding with my dad. So I know how important that is. I mean, that's something you can't replace, you know, to be able to do stand-up wheelies, you know, alongside your dad. I mean, that's pretty cool, huh?
You know, Deus and FMF are similar in that fashion, is that really we do what we love to do, and it's passion of riding bikes and building bikes or building pipes, and you know, selling that stuff or selling our clothes and selling the pipes kind of affords us to keep doing that, you know, and living that lifestyle, and then taking our kids to go do it. I went and rode Glen Helen with him the other day, and watching your kid race or ride it's amazing. It's a really amazing feeling.
After my dad rode Glen Helen, he couldn't even walk for like a week.
You're not supposed to say that.
From Huntington Beach to Bali, back to Huntington. Thanks for sitting down with us.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
You got it right.